Yo, what's up with it, y'all? I'm back with another one. And for this one is for the people that don't be on Twitter and probably wouldn't even know who these people are. And for those who do know who these people are, God's watching. But to get into this is about two corn stars or OnlyFans models who were entangled together, had a interaction with each other, and a woman had came out, and this is what she had to say.
I'm just gonna say, yes, he gave it to me. It's devastating to have to come on here and share that whenever I was 19 years old, Gucci3rdleg burned me with HSV2, and he told me that he was gonna send me his test results, and he never did. And it saddens me to hear that he's done this to so many girls. And there's girls with so many similar stories to me, and they're so young as well. He is preying on the young. He is preying on the new. And I'm so sorry for not saying this 7 months ago. I was scared, and I was making so much money. I can't keep beating around the bush because you guys think I'm lying. And he can't ruin anybody else's life. I didn't know who he was known for. I didn't know who he was. I didn't do my research. And it is my fault.
But baby, you was dating a man who said this.
3,100, but I was really, I didn't feel too bad about it because my ex chick down in the body had like 2,000 or whatever, but so it was like when I was dealing with my chick, she couldn't really be like, oh, your body counts too much, because her body count like 2,000, my body count like 3,000, so it's like, damn, like I didn't feel too bad about it, honestly.
Y'all, I only did content raw with one person after I did content. This person was completely aware prior to me having sex with him, and I told him, and he decided to go speak to his doctor, and his doctor even told him that the likelihood of him catching HSV2 was very low, especially if I did not have an outbreak or was not about to get an outbreak. He also disclosed to his doctor that I made healthy decisions. I was taking lysine and things that are suppressants for HSV2. Please, before you guys sit here and say that I'm ignorant and I'm spreading misinformation, no, I am spreading the information that I know about the virus that I have. I said that the likelihood of catching a virus through shedding was 10%. And if you guys can do your research and talk to your doctors yourselves. Thank you and have a great day.
After the accusations that came out, Gucci had went silent. He didn't talk to nobody. We didn't see any posts. But when you did go back to his page, you would see a post of them too, maybe just a week or two ago, maybe a couple days ago. That was something that he had just posted. So the allegations were going around. People were having Twitter spaces. All of the corn stars were talking back and forth on what their charts were looking like and what things were going on, when the last time they'd been around him or had seen him, things like that. Now Gucci finally comes out and he talks to Academics and Adin Ross on a live stream, and then he finally gives you your answers.
That I'm spreading something when, for one, too, she stated that I've been spreading HSV and HIV since 2021, which definitely was false. I have proof right here. I have my testing from 2023 of my HSV. So, Adin, you might not know this, but 2 out of 3 people in the world have HSV1. You do know that, right?
No, so no. Can you explain that?
Okay, so with HSV1 is I want to say like a kind of like a beginner's. So close sores, even sometimes like even people even born say that I'm spreading.
Okay, yep, I could see it. So it says here, yep, scroll down a little bit. I see it, yep, collected. And it says non-reactive and negative.
So you see, if it says negative, of course, that means you do not have it.
What are you positive for? What is that?
Can you read that?
It says you're positive for HSV1.
Yes.
So what is that? Can you explain what that means?
So positive for HSV1 means you do not have herpes. It means you have had probably like a cold sore, more so stuff like that. And this is very common in the whole world.
Right.
2 out of 3 people in the world have HSV1.
Let me just look it up so I can.
Most adult stars, they do not test for HSV1 in most time shoes. Guess why?
Right. Yeah, it says, I'll just read the statistic. It says globally, an estimated 64% of the people under 50 have HSV1, which is the main cause of oral herpes.
Yes.
So let me ask you a question. Where are your HSV1 herpes now, if you don't mind me asking? Does it show up? How does that work?
Well, like, I've not had like an outbreak or anything, like, so, but I'll say, like, if it was to anything grow, it would probably be most of like a sore.
Got you. How often do you have an outbreak?
I can't.
You said there was an open cut. Number one, and you know, I do think this is awakening for everything that's happening in the OnlyFans community. It's just not as regulated as like the porn industry, which is primarily based in LA.
Wait, chat that.
Brother, do you think it was safe for you to have sex with somebody with the open cut on your penis, bro?
Thing about it is, knowing the situation she was in, I literally told her. She literally said she needed 4 videos. Like, she literally said, "Wait,
what do you think you told her? So you told her, yo, my penis.
I literally look. I literally said, I have a cut on my. I mean, I have a cut on my penis.
Oh my god.
Now, hold on. I'm gonna be honest though. I'm just trying to get some details right. You know what I mean? Because shout out to my boy Adin, but Adin trying to get a platform to talk. We just gotta get to the truth. She said you told her that you cut yourself shaving, but hair don't grow on your dick. That shit was crazy.
Here, I ain't gonna lie. Yo, act. It grows on my dick. I'll show y'all right now. No, it does.
No homo.
No
homo.
No, act. I'll show you. Act. Don't leave. I'm just.
You're gonna have some hair.
It does. I can vouch. Hair grows on my dick. It grows on my dick.
Thank you.
I'm a vouch. It does. It grows on my dick.
Yo.
You gonna sit here and tell me hair don't grow, bro?
Nah, don't show it. No, don't show it. Please don't show it.
Hey, bro. So you're telling me when you're shaving up your shaft?
Yes, I gotta shave everything.
Nah, act. I will vouch. Hair grows on my penis too.
I'm gonna keep it real. AK, I don't know if you noticed, but if you shave, it grows like 2 inches, bro. Like, no funnies. Like,
bro, hold on. We're talking about on the shaft. Like, we're not talking about pubic hair.
Act. On my life, it grows on my shaft. I swear my life it does. On my dick, it does.
Now, after him giving his side of the story, it kind of, and giving the test results and stuff like that, he kind of covered himself up, Doesn't make sense, the things that we're hearing, and if he can give us results as of today and women that have been around him, which there are more clips if you do want to look into this story, they do have more clips of him talking and explaining his side of the story. But then they allow the woman to come back onto the show, and DJ Academics and Adin Ross get to hear her side of the story of everything, and it might open your eyes just a little bit differently.
As the story with Gucci goes, basically, as many people know, Deshae Frost gave me the opportunity to go on his show, and there I broadcasted my personality. I made a name for myself through what we did on the stream and everything like that. And can I clear up this speculation real quick about Deshae? So me and Deshae did have sex. Protected while we were on his show in November of 2023. I contracted HSV2 February 10th, 2024. I did not know that I had it until late March. I cannot give you the exact date yet. I have to go to Piedmont Urgent Care and get that exact date so I can have that exact receipt for you. Right?
Yeah.
The last time me and him had vaginal sex was November of 2023. So he does not have HSV.
You said vaginal sex. Did you guys later on have oral sex?
Yes.
Okay. And when did you guys have oral sex?
June.
Okay. A few months ago.
Only oral.
Okay.
Only oral.
Hey man, so again, there's gonna be a lot of sex education that's kind of have to be given to like the mass audience who just don't know. There's a lot of taboo stuff. So you said you contracted it from your knowledge in February. How could you prove, or how would you be able to prove when you contracted it? Because from my understanding of that virus is that someone may have it for a unlimited amount of time, but might only know once they have an outbreak. So how did you know that you contracted at that time, as opposed to maybe you had it all along and the symptoms presented itself at that time that you then went to the urgent care and got tested?
Okay. So with collaborating with Gucci, Gucci was the first person I've ever seen an active lesion on, or a lesion ever in my life, with a sexual partner that I've engaged with. A friend of mine, whenever I was in high school, contracted HSV, and I saw her lesions, but it looked nothing like his. It was brand new. It was not a healed sore or nothing. He was the first person I've ever had sex with that I saw something like that with. Not only that, a few days, my first time that I ever experienced any kind of irritant was 5 days after I first had sex with Gucci. On February 15th, I thought that I split open my vagina because whenever we were having sex, I couldn't finish because it hurt so bad. I literally thought that I split it open. It started bleeding and everything. I was so dry whenever everything happened. It literally was so confusing to me. And by then, I had already asked him what it was on his penis. No, I did not ask him the first time we had sex what it was on him. But it was his job as a person who knows, and I don't care what you say, Gucci. Like, respectfully, you know that you lie. You have ran yourself in circles on the stream all night. I need.
Could we go through that portion, because he said you were aware of the open sore or cut or lesion. He said he had told you that, and you had said, I watched some of your videos. You said that he had told you that he nicked himself while shaving his shaft, and he came on the stream to say after that, because y'all filmed 5 scenes, and you could confirm and deny any of these things I'm saying, but I'm just stating what he said. He said maybe while you were giving him fellatio, your teeth worsened the open cut that made it appear like that on the last video. What's your response to all that, man?
My response is that he did not say anything about his lesion or his sore whenever we first engaged in sexual contact.
At all?
It wasn't at all. It wasn't until February 14th
Did you
whenever we were
notice it?
laying in bed.
Did you notice it?
Huh?
Did you notice?
I did. Yes, I did see it. My thought process whenever I was coming into it was this was my first professional collab. The collaborations that I had prior were all romantic partners that I was comfortable enough to have sex with on camera. He was the first person that I ever had sex with that I did not know prior. And not only that, he was somebody that I was watching online and that I was fantasizing over for the longest. So whenever I got there, I assumed that it was a safe space.
What did you think it was? Because you did see it. So what did you think that it was?
I honestly, whenever I was going into it, I really didn't think much of it. It wasn't. So what's crazy is the reason what made me ask is because I don't know if I can show the videos anymore, right? But it changed. What it was the first day that I met him turned into 3 different things. I didn't know what it was, what that was on his dick. At first, it was just one little circle, and you can see in the pictures that I posted in that black outfit, you could see that the lesion looked like one little scab. If you scroll over with me in the pink dress, that was the day, February 14th, the day that I asked. You can see that the lesion turned into 3 separate placements.
Just asking for clarification. So when I was listening to him, and maybe I don't know if Adin got a different conception of what he was saying. So this, you said y'all filmed several times. I thought it was the same day. You're saying this was over several days.
Yes,
How many days?
I filmed with Gucci. The first day we filmed 3 sets. 3 sets. So it was the one that went mega viral with the tan and blue outfit. And then we filmed the black set with the black and the fishnets. And then we filmed another set in the same B&B with red. We filmed 3 sets that day. That day, he invited me to fly out to Houston and spend the week with him. And I agreed.
Okay.
I packed up my bags. I packed up my Airbnb. And I literally flew out there. And there, we filmed 2 sets. 3, actually. One was one in the red set. Another one was while I had a pink dress on, and the other one was a threesome while we were drunk.
And it was in Houston that you said, "Hey, your penis looked like this the first night, but now you're noticing some difference." That's what you're saying, right?
That's not exactly what I said. No,
Okay.
that's not how it went. I literally, whenever I was laying there, I noticed, because over time, I noticed that he was like messing with himself. Right. I noticed that he would like put his hand down there. Now I know he was itching it.
So he was
And
itching it. You saw him itch it. You saw him start to itch it.
I saw him put his hand down there and fix himself. And now I know that that's a discreet way to scratch your herpes sore. So I asked him, I was like, hey, what is that on your dick? I didn't say, oh, it changed over time. No, I just said, what is that on your dick? He said, oh, I cut myself while shaving. I said, oh, that's crazy. But Adin, I completely believe you whenever you say that you get hair on your dick. I have an ex that had hair on his dick. So whenever I heard that, I was like, no, I've met a man that had hair on his dick before. And I know it's very rare because I've had numerous sexual partners in the past. There's only one man that I came in contact with that had that, but it's still possible. And you guys can get a doctor to come on here and talk about it. It's
that's
real.
why
My gut was telling me to get away from this man, not only because of my health situation, but it was also this man did not make me feel safe.
What does that mean?
So,
you could explain. Sorry.
So it has been documented that this man has a tendency to be aggressive.
Has he hit you or pushed you or shoved you or anything like that?
He has not hit me, but he did grab my hair and scream in my face that I don't know who I'm messing with. I can even have my friend vouch for me. I had to call my friend in the middle of the debate, or the altercation, even though I was frozen. He was screaming at me. He was drunk. He was mad. Stuff happened that night that I don't necessarily want to get into because I would be bringing another person that does not need to be named in the situation. But my friend heard him threatening my life.
Main thing I got from all of this is take care of yourself, man. I mean, if you're going to be in the industry, from corn to construction, it's called PPE. You're going to make sure that you have your hard hat on. You're going to make sure that you have gloves on. You're going to make sure that you do everything that you're supposed to. Like, if you're going to do that type of industry, go talk to corn stars and they'll give you advice. You're supposed to have STD checks at least of that week or the last 3 days, 48 hours. Like, it has to be a certain amount of guidelines that you do when you're doing this type of industry or any industry. I don't care what you do. You could be out here doing whatever you want with your life. Just make sure that you're doing it the right way. Make sure that you're tested. Make sure that you do research on the things that you're doing. Like, if somebody's going to be a doctor, they went to school for it. If you're going to be a corn star, don't just watch videos. Watch the bad. Watch the good, but watch the bad. Yeah, y'all want to watch the wiggle, wiggle, jiggle, jiggle, and I understand. But it's not just about that, man. Y'all got to protect yourselves, man. All right, I'm out of here. Let me know how y'all feel at the bottom. Like, comment, subscribe.